Actually, for Section 3, the Parliament has divided it into 3 time frames. Anybody who is born in India after 1950, after 26 January 1950, but before 1 July 1987, you become a citizen by birth, irrespective of parental status. Whether parents are citizens.
That's all. That's Milord's Honor. I understand.
Then between 87 and 2003, any one parent, if he is a citizen, the child becomes a citizen, if you are born in India. After 2003, it is more stringent. Either both your parents have to be a citizen, or one person is a citizen, but the other should not be an illegal migrant. So they have tightened it up. Before 1987, it was nothing. I mean, irrespective of
that's probably on a textual, probably on first blush, your lordships may come to that conclusion. But in our respectful submission, because I don't want to get into that, there's a whole thicket of rules, etc., which they have framed, and there's a process and a protocol being followed for the purpose of NRC.
All for our determination.
I don't believe it does, because according to us, it's implicit that where you have a situation where you have illegal migrants, they are to be prosecuted. There are a whole range of options which are available to the government as to what they can do if there is a breach and violation of the Passports Act, if people have entered, overstayed, etc., come in without appropriate documents. The whole range of responses which they may have. They may require you to be in a particular area. We are not getting into that. So therefore, I just responded very broadly. Our understanding is there's no automatic citizenship which is allowed insofar as children of illegal migrants are concerned. But that's a position. I don't want to go any further than that. Now, my lords, I want to just summarize. There is some separate repetition, I understand, etc. on that one. Anyway, in our respectful submission, this is specific to a citizen of India. And therefore, there are 2 elements to this. One is, of course, the strict scrutiny test, because our submission is going to be that this is really having an impact on the integrity of India. It's having an impact on the sovereignty of India. This decision, which is the impugned provision. And in as much as it so does impact, a strict scrutiny ought to be applied while examining the validity of the law. Please see the expression, has been ordinarily resident in Assam since the dates of their entry into Assam. And you will find this also in the next subsection. This, in our respectful submission, the effect and the impact of this particular provision is that people will continue to remain in Assam, 1. And number 2, it serves as a beacon to attract people to come to Assam and make whatever claim, false claim, etc., etc. What you find is, it's not just that on a particular day there is some determination. By holding that the person should ordinarily be resident in Assam since the date of entry, you are creating a situation where, because you will find that there's no time limit which is prescribed for any of these determinations under subsection 2, subsection 3, etc. There's no outer time limit at all which is prescribed. It can be done today. There's no problem. I mean, if this particular section is valid, you can make an assertion today, and that's it. So this is another feature in subsection 2 which you will notice. So 3 features. First, it's blanket, and there is no conditionality which is to be met. There is no process provided for the purposes of determination. And third, there is a very strong encouragement to people to remain ordinarily resident in Assam since the time that you enter and to make a claim. Now please see subsection 3. Our understanding of this submission is this. This is how it works. Number 1, all determinations, those 4 points which I mentioned, whether you are a person of Indian origin, came to Assam during these periods, have since been ordinarily resident and have been detected to be a foreigner. Everything is to be done by the tribunal alone. That's the first point I want to make. That's the determination. The registering authority has to require an opinion of the tribunal. That's 1. Second feature I want to point out is, for the purposes of registering, the detection exercise has to be first complete. You cannot seek registration without detection to be a foreigner or to be declared as a foreigner. Third, there is no time on our understanding prescribed for this exercise at all, within which it is to be completed. So what you have is, and there's no time period prescribed for this. There's no time period at all which is prescribed for this particular exercise to be carried out. So no time period as far as 3 is concerned, no time period insofar as 4 is concerned. Sorry.
4 does not postulate registration.
It does.
4.
Yeah, a person registered.
Right.
Under subsection 3. Correct? So first you will have to have a detection.
Once detection, registration under that section.
Then he applies for registration.
Then he applies for registration. And then 4 says you will have the same rights and obligation.
No, but shall not be entitled to have included in the electoral roll for a period of 10 years, correct?
So for 10 years, they were knocked off the electoral rolls, basically.
But from what date is the question I ask myself? It's from the date of detection.
From the date of detection. Seems to be like that.
Yes.
I'll
read it again. A person registered under subsection 3 shall have, as from the date on which he has been detected to be a foreigner, and till the expiry a period of 10 years from that date. So detection?
From the date of detected.
Right.
Correct. So no period prescribed for within what period the detection exercise has to be completed at all. Then from that detection exercise, 10 years. All rights except voting, and after 10 years, you will have a voting right. But this is completely open-ended, as your lordships have seen. It's an open-ended exercise. It can go on indefinitely.
It can be at any point of time.
Yeah, it can, according to me, be done today as well. It can be done today as well. And people will continue to assert today.
Just out of curiosity, I want to know, what is the position of the children born?
So I'll tell you my position.
Go by this.
So I'll just give you my position. But
the legislature where like putting the cart before the horse. It's on the reversal side.
No, I understand. So I want to just respond by giving you what our position is, though that might be itself the subject matter of a separate exercise which has to take place. So as your lordships have seen that there is a notion of citizenship by birth, correct? Our understanding is, and even insofar as the manner of registration is concerned, as far as NRC process is concerned, if you are born to illegal immigrants, according to us, it is implicit that you cannot be registered or placed on the register of citizens. That's my respectful submission. That's my understanding of the law, and this will apply across the country. So there is a certain text, and there is a context also in terms of, you will find in section 3 of citizenship by birth. But our submission or our position, I shouldn't say my submission because I don't want to get into that separate section.
Actually, see section 3 because.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
So section 3, that is going to be a matter of interpretation and construction which will take place. And at an appropriate stage, the authorities at this point.
3 postulates that, on or after every person born in India, we'll say takes clause C.
Yeah.
On after 2003 Amendment Act.
Yeah.
Both of his parents are citizens of India.
Yeah.
Or one of whose parents is a citizen of India and the other is not an illegal migrant at the time of the birth.
Yeah.
So if one of the parents is an illegal migrant at the time of the birth, then you don't get the benefit of citizenship by birth.
Yeah. So, Manoj, that will be a whole separate ticket or point. But since the question is being put to me, I'm just indicating that from what we understand, as far as on the ground is concerned, sorry.
We are only seeing the impact.
Yes, the impact.
Now, those who come in before 1166
who's to determine that?
To 71, see, the grievance appears to be practically, if you see, with the generation who would have stationed here thereafter.
Yeah.
See, if let us assume that they come in their early teens.
Right.
They must be in their 70s or late 80s.
Right.
But what is the fallout of it? What is the consequence of it? That's what we have to see now.
No, of course. So the consequence, so there could be many consequences. The government is fully empowered. Sorry.
Interpretation under section 3 also will have to be given.
So now I want to just summarize 3 or 4 impacts. So what are the impacts of 6A as we understand it? So I'll just summarize it. So 1, according to us, illegal migrants in Assam who are required to be identified and processed under section 3 of the Foreigners Act 46 are rewarded with citizenship. This is one element. This whole notion of ordinarily resident in Assam binds down the person to Assam, and it impinges upon all those other rights which I have already mentioned to the court. So this is, in our respectful submission, it nails the person down over there. It causes him to remain over there, him or her. Because the sequitur of ordinarily resident is people who have come are not even going to move elsewhere in the country. That's what I intended to convey. And the final point is that the very existence of section 6A continuing on the statute book operates even today as a beacon to persons to migrate illegally into Assam. and then perhaps game the system in whatever manner they want and make a claim for citizenship. This is not there anywhere else in respect of any other part of the country. So it's open-ended. So even today, if somebody is, whatever, may happen, may not happen, as to where should I cross over the border from? This is a huge incentive, just as it stands on the statute book, because there's no time frame which is provided. Anyway, these are now having submitted this, I want to just give you two citations, just if I may, they are on record, I'll give you the paragraphs as well. Now, what your lordships have held is that one has to examine ultimately the effect of the law. So when you're looking at
you don't look at the object of the law, but the effect
exactly, to say X. So, yeah, absolutely. So that I have. Now, Millards, I'm on Article 14. So I'll just make my points on Article 14. So my first point is, I endeavor to attack the classification itself. So that's the first point. So my respectful submission, the classification is not based on any rational criteria. And here I make 2 points. Assam is singled out here, but there is a severe problem, not just in Assam, but also in respect of other